Hi, my name is Brian Sun, and I'm a consultant at Red Hat, which is a company known for its enterprise Linux and open source project contributions. But I'm also opensource.com community correspondent, which means I regularly write for opensource.com and contribute to articles. Previously, I wrote different articles to opensource.com talking about DevOps, CI/CD pipeline, and then open source enterprise technologies. In this video, I want to introduce different open source cascading style sheet, shortly known as CSS, frameworks for building and designing websites. So I mentioned CSS, which is style sheet language used for presentation web page. When you visit any website on internet and you see a beautiful, nice looking website, those are all designed using CSS. And CSS framework, they're there to help to create this beautiful looking website in easiest ways possible. In this video, you'll discover a number of them, and you'll be quite surprised to find out that each one is quite unique. And they're all open source CSS framework and technologies, which means you can contribute to its open source code as well. So let's go find out what they are. So the first CSS framework we're going to look at is Bootstrap. Bootstrap is easily the most famous CSS framework out there. Developed by Twitter, this was one that started it all. So it has plenty of examples. Like if you go to the example, you can get different insight about different kind of design you can leverage. And it has plenty of documentation. You can come in and find the component where you can see the layout and the button and different kind of component that can help you build a website. So it has different options and plenty of documentation and very well maintained. So the Bootstrap is open source framework, so it has a GitHub page where you can come in and contribute as well, and we can just leverage to build your own website. So it has about over 19,000 commit and 1,112 contributors so far, and it's based on MIT license because it's open source. So it can be very well maintained, and a lot of people contribute to this open source GitHub page. You can use npm yarn and composer and NuGet kind of tools to maintain and also to just download straight to your computer. So it's very well documented even for the GitHub page. So I believe this is one of the things that you should definitely check out if you're starting with the CSS first time. Next is CSS framework we're gonna see is Patternfly, which is open source CSS framework developed by Red Hat. So it is actually quite popular because it's used in a lot of Red Hat enterprise source technologies like OpenShift and different kind of things. So a lot of enterprise software you like to use Patternfly. The current is embedded in the version 4. And then you can find this as a lot of documentation here is available and just in general guideline. So when you go to documentation, it's well documented. Interesting thing about this is that you can either use the React.js or using the plain static HTML or CSS. So either way, whatever you like to do is plenty of flexible enough framework. Here's a Patternfly GitHub page. It has about 44 contributors and 1,069 commits, not so bad. Again, the Patternfly is widely used for the open source technology using Red Hat itself and a lot of enterprise software. So it has support the npm and yarn, so you can kind of leverage those to make sure that you can get it easily automate the downloading and development process. So it's also based on the MIT license, so you can contribute to the source code if you like to see the features and then you like to contribute. So it's a very good place to start if you like to develop enterprise level software using open source technology. So here's a material design, which is from the Google, which is very famous search engine company and doing many different things. Material design is just more than the web page though. It offers a framework for the iOS and the Android and just all kind of different platform. It's very well documented. It kind of doesn't just document and in terms of way giving component, it gives a guideline, principle, icon. It's all based on interesting concept. So Apple come up with a different own design concept, and Google wanted to catch with own design concept, and why they came with the material. So if you want to go and see what kind of component available, you can do so. It's very well documented, breakdown in the easiest way as possible. You can see that what kind of different based on the different platform you want to use, where it is Android, iOS. There is very true guideline how you want to do it in different ways. So Material also has a GitHub page, but when you go to Material, it's just more than again one platform web page. It has for the iOS, web, and Android, and then Flutter and different things. So, but one we are interested is Material Companions web, so we're gonna go there. It has a very active development cycle, so over 5,000 commit and 349 contributors is based on MIT license. So which means you can contribute it or you can just use to build on your web page. So it has a demos, even like the GitHub page is very well documented. It's just to show you how you can get it started right away, and so it's very easy to use. Again, very good technology to check out. Next, we're gonna look at pure.css or pure CSS framework. This was originally developed by Yahoo, which is another big company. The different thing about this framework is kind of very lightweight, focus on being lightweight, simple things to start. So they want to optimize the web page by providing their library, because library can be very big. So CSS is a library, so pure.css is trying to solve the problem. So, but still providing the minimal kind of a fundamental component, you can build a nice looking website. It's well documented as well by example basis. So it's very true and easy to follow. So it's good framework to check out if you want something simple to start with and not something it's full-blown website with a lot of library and big size. So this is very good if you want to build a simple website using CSS framework that's easy and then lightweight. So pure.css, of course, being an open source framework, has own GitHub page. It has about 565 commit and 59 contributors. The license based on the BSD, so you can contribute it or just use to build your own website as well. So even the GitHub page is pretty well documented. You can just use it in better way, or you can just use it on board or npm to download it and automate the development or just design process. So it's pretty nice. So here we are seeing Foundation, which is claimed to be most advanced responsive front-end framework in the world. Foundation is just more than CSS framework though. It has a site and emails and has a lot of different things that are documented for either simple hobby project or professional purpose, and then is very well through documentation. So as you can see that some of the showcases you will see, there is a lot of website, actually even politicians and the game page, and a lot of things are actually leveraging this web page or the CSS framework, which is kind of amazing. So it's kind of a well designed, and then there are a lot of documentation available, so it's pretty good. So Foundation, interesting is that its GitHub page shows the most amount of commit with over 16,000 commit and 982 contributors, and it's based on MIT license. So there is a lot of activities going on for sure. So it's give you a strict guide on how you can start learning it locally and then for testing and different things, and you can contribute this to the source code as well. So it's pretty nice. So here's a Broma, which is based on the FlexFox, and then is also used by a lot of developers. So it's another interesting looking framework, CSS framework that's based on open source, and it seems like a lot of people or the teams and the companies using it. And documentation is kind of interesting because it's kind of doing by component based. So it's pretty straightforward, very nice looking website and documentation, so easy to follow pretty much. So I think if you like to see this kind of documentation, I would just say this is very clean. So I think it's also very good CSS framework to check out. So here's a GitHub page for Bulma framework, and then about 1,423 commit and 298 contributors, and based on MIT license. So there seems to be a lot of activity going on. So you can use npm, yarn, or bower or to just to install and get it started. It also has a CDN, content delivery network, available, so it can just be embedded in your website. So if you would like to contribute it, also this is also open source technology, so you are more than welcome to do so. So it's very nice framework, giving very clean looking website. So we talked about a pure CSS, which was pretty lightweight framework for CSS. Skeleton is even simpler. It has only about 400 lines, and then it's focused and targeted for the being lightweight CSS framework technologies. It has a minimal kind of component design, but still has plenty of example and then components to get you started. So I would just say it's a good framework to check out if you like to just use a minimally possible lightweight CSS framework. So here is a skeleton GitHub page. It has about 167 commit and 22 contributor based on MIT license. Its GitHub page has nice documentation and again showing how to get it started right away, and then you can contribute this open source technology as well. So we mentioned about material design by Google. Materialize is kind of trying to do one way and doing separate themes and separate component and trying to build a modern responsive front-end framework. So it has a nice concept. It's claimed to be faster than some material component, and then so it's just a nice themes and there are a lot of things to explore. So the component perspective, the way it is well documented, and then just a theme has a nice theme compared to even material, so it's pretty easy to leverage and build your own website. So I would just say it's good CSS framework to check out. So Materialize GitHub page has also show a lot of commit. It's about 3,876 commit and 251 contributors. So it is well documented. You can get it started right away by cloning it and then get it started. But you can also use an npm, bower, and the other tools to automate the process of downloading and building. So it's very good framework to check out. Last CSS framework we're going to check out is Bootflag, which is open source Flag UI kit based on Bootstrap itself. So it provides some faster and easier way for developers to use and build a nice looking website. Its documentation page is quite interesting as it just lists out the component, not much of text there, but if you like to see this way, you can always see its source code. So it provides easy way to develop and very nice component there, listing there. So I would just say it's very good to check out if you like to build a nice looking simple website using different components. So Bootflag, its GitHub page has about 159 commits and 8 contributors and based on MIT license. It's well documented. You can see that you see what kind of things are supported and how it was developed, and you can get it started right away just following the guide. You can also use the npm and bower to get it started using the tools to automate it. So it's very good for you to start. So that's it. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to follow other videos I publish regularly, talk about technologies and opensource.com and open source technologies. And also check out my opensource.com articles at opensource.com/users/BRSON. You can find my previous article that I wrote, and they're talking about different things like DevOps, and then open source technologies and security, many different things. Also, be sure to check out other articles written by different authors and writers, because depending whichever technology you're interested in, we will talk about anything related to open source. So be sure to check out, and then there you will find a lot of interesting things happening on opensource.com. Thank you, and see you next time.